Another thing that you should work on if you're getting serious with making PowerPoint slides or even doing anything with Microsoft Office or any software is becoming more efficient, okay? Being intelligent and being lazy about things, that you're not taking extra steps to do something unnecessarily, right? Efficient, use less resources. So one thing I would suggest you do is customize your quick access bar, okay? Set up your workspace. And the way you can do that is yours will be up here if you haven't done it before, but I've already moved mine. So here I have this quick access bar, and I have more commands, and here I can choose where I want my what kind of settings and basically shortcuts that I want to have. I've already customized all of mine, so basically what's really neat for me is I have all these shortcuts right here, where normally I'd have to be clicking around or knowing my keyboard shortcuts. So create your own workspace. Google how to set up your quick access customization bar and learn this, because it can really save you some time. Okay, so as I showed you here, mine has quite a lot of shortcuts and it saves me a lot of time. For you, you'll probably click this button, and as I said, you click more commands and just look through this and add as many as you want by clicking on it and clicking the add button. Okay. Other things that can help you be more efficient is knowing how to start your presentation. If I'm doing it like this, I always see somebody kind of going down and doing this awkward, finding the button and clicking start slideshow. You can just do it by clicking Shift F5. Okay, and if I wanted to start it from the beginning of the slideshow, like I'm in the middle but I want to go back to the beginning, then it's just Alt F5. I'm not going to do it because I'm in the middle of the presentation. Another thing you can do, as I've kind of shown you before, is pressing B to make it black, W to make it white, or period or comma. Okay, so those are some keyboard shortcuts. You can also draw with a pen. Okay, so when it's in this presentation mode, you're just going to press Control P. Ooh, I'm drawing. Okay, and I'm like, oh man, I made a big mistake. That's a big mess. I just press E to erase it. Okay, so it's still there. Oh no, I don't want that E. If I want to turn it off, take this pen away, just press Control P again and it's normal. Okay, I can also make a laser pointer. And to do that, I just click Control, okay, on my keyboard and click and drag. Okay, so I can show things this way. All right. Another thing that you can do is when you're actually presenting or preparing your presentation, perhaps you're in here and you're like, oh, I want a new slide. Well, if you're going the inefficient way, you're clicking Insert and you're clicking New Slide and you're finding it this way. It can be easier to just do Control M. Okay. And here, if that was not the slide you wanted, just right click, Layout, and choose the slide type you wanted. You can always change the slide type after you've inserted it. Because if you press Control N, that's not going to be a new slide. That's going to be a new file. Okay. Another thing that can be helpful, and you won't actually see this, but if I think you won't see it. If I press Control T, because I have two monitors, so I have another hidden monitor you can't see right now. But if you press Control T, you'll be able to see the taskbar, okay? Which means that you can see this stuff down here and be able to click, oh, you know what? I want to show you the internet right now, or I want to open a file. So that way you don't actually have to exit out of the presentation. You just press Control T and click wherever you need to click to get there and navigate it. Okay, another thing that's pretty nice is that you can duplicate objects. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, if I want to duplicate this box, okay, I can press Control D and it will duplicate the exact same box. Or I can press Control button and click on it and drag it. Okay. Why is that pretty cool? Yeah, Control C and V is nice, but sometimes it doesn't actually duplicate it with the exact same settings. So, for example, let's say you wanted to make, you were making circles or something. If you pressed Control C, Control V, you have to like drag them around and put them in line. It's not as easy. Let's say you wanted to make a line of circles. All you have to do is press Control, drag, 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 like this, okay? A lot easier to duplicate. You can also duplicate a slide. All right, so remember I showed you that with design ideas, it can be, for example, this was created with design ideas, I think. So if I press Control C and Control V, you'll see that that line has gone away. So I don't want that. I want it to look exactly the same. So if that happens, instead you just press Control D to duplicate it exactly, and it'll be exactly the same slide. Okay. So going on. Another thing is Control Shift click. Okay, so let's go back and try that out. If I have this little box, this will keep it in line. It's not going up and down. See how I'm going up and down with my mouse? If I wanted it to in line, all I have to do is also press down the Shift key. Okay. Another thing that you can do is here. Let me show you what's happening. If I wanted to put this press on the next line, so it says for black slide, press B or period, and I pressed enter, it has that big space. Maybe I don't want that huge space there. Okay, so how can I get rid of that? Well, if I press Shift enter, then it will just go to the next line without making that big space. Okay, so that's also just putting it onto the next line pretty easily. All right, resizing objects. What happens if I resize the object below? Let's take a look. If I resize it, okay, that's great. But what if I want to center it? Now I have to go back and center it. Instead, if you want to make sure it stays exactly where it is, you hold down the Control and Shift key, and it will stay where it is. Okay, it will stay centered. So that's pretty nice as well. All right, alignment. So let's say you want things to be left aligned like it is here. That's left aligned. If I wanted it to be centered, Control E or Control R. Okay, so it's pretty nice having these keyboard shortcuts as well. You can also change your font size really quickly. Okay, so let's try that one. Here is our font, and if I click down, Control Shift and the little arrow, this one, that button. So if I click on it, it will go down. If I make it on the bigger arrow, it will go up, which means I don't have to go, oh, here's my font, and let me go to the Home tab and click on the font that I want. It's just an easier way for you to do it, okay? When you're spending a lot of time preparing your presentation and checking the design components, it just saves you time, makes it more efficient. Okay, so hopefully you are feeling more confident using PowerPoint. That is just the tip of the iceberg on some things that, just some basics that you should be able to use. There's a lot more that you can learn, and I recommend you should learn. So go ahead online. There's so many free videos, free resources, and keep learning skills. Okay, keep getting more efficient, keep getting more effective so that you can make the best presentations for your upcoming speech that you need to do to either inform an audience or persuade an audience. All right, good luck. Get out there and practice. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next video.